Hi.
Sorry, I was just all like, just listening to music, just jamming, liking the song, and I was like, oh, I still have to click another button. I totally forgot about doing that.
That's all I was like.
Well, at least I started the show.
Yes.
I'm just listening to music and be like, well, I never even started it. Hello, anyone. Happy Thursday.
Happy Thursday.
I hope you have had a wonderful week. It's been a lot of madness and craziness. So let's do our round robin. Let's start with the AMs. How's your week been?
About the same. I've been like sort of ups and downs. So I'm like still trying to figure out, Amber, what is emotion? What are you feeling? It's so weird. I have to ask myself, like, you're feeling this way. Why? Ask yourself why. And I'm just like, I don't know. So I have to like pick and prod at myself and go like, why do you feel sad? Why are you a sad sack? What's happening? So, so I'm just like, all right, I mean, it's just like the mixture of things that happened last week. And then like, when it comes to work, I'm like sort of like hitting maybe a burnout, maybe some like depressive stuff here. Like my perfectionism is getting in the way. And I'm like, gatekeeping myself. It's just like this sort of weird emotional turmoil. I'm just like, why? So if any of that made sense. So I'm just like trying to work through it and do the best I can. So it's really, well, besides the depressing things, I did make, I know I showed you a little baby hat. I showed you last week that I made that blanket for my cousins. It's for the same cousin. So I'm going to go down to her baby shower this Saturday. And I figured I have leftover yarn. I might as well. So here you go. I made a hat. I made it in like 2 days. Oh, dear God. See, I'm like really wondering, like, is it because I'm like more sad and depressed that I'm just making more? Or is it because I'm getting better as a crafter? Or is it a mixture? Because I swear I've made like 5 things just in this month alone. So, like, I don't know. So,
that is pulling your focus.
I guess. If you don't mind showing, I also made the bookmark. My mom's birthday was last Friday. If you can't tell, I know it looks kind of doofy. It's supposed to be an owl. The cute little guy up top. Yeah, it was cute. It was fun. It was like last minute. Like, I don't know what to get my mom. I don't have money either, so yarn. So that's really it.
Yeah, handmade gifts are always great too. So I mean, it's something that's unique to the person you're making it for. So I'm sure she appreciates it. She knows that that's something that you're passionate about. Definitely a skill you've picked up in this past year. So I would imagine she would appreciate it.
Definitely. I hope she does. So, yeah, that's been basically it. How about you, Lady Love?
It's been good. Last week I had my niece's high school graduation, which that was a lot of fun going to. I'm very happy for her. She seems to be doing well. She's moved into an independent living kind of situation. So hopefully, what it is she's got a few disabilities, Asperger's, just some different things that it makes it harder for her to be able to independently be on her own. So by being in this independent living, not really facility, but it's like she gets her own apartment. She's got someone who comes in through an agency that helps her do, like, make sure she gets her laundry done, make sure she gets cleaning done, make sure she gets her grocery shopping. And there's a few things like she has to do to stay within the program. And she has housing for life. As long as she sticks to what she does, she has housing for life. So it's through the state. But she also gets an allowance to go towards like food. She gets an allowance towards getting like furniture and stuff for the apartment. And she gets transportation. So that I'm hoping that she'll do really well with that.
Do they help with anything like a job or anything?
Yeah, they'll help her find a job. And because of her what she had, her disabilities, she actually can stay in school till she's 22. So if she decides that she wants to go back to school, she can go back to school. She can go back to the high school. It was more of
like an extended high school program or something.
Yeah. And well, she went to it. She graduated from it's more of like a vocational school.
Okay.
So she has those options. Other than that, went to the dentist Monday, got a clean bill of health.
That's good. Mouth is always important. Once you lose that, it goes downhill.
And then just other than that, doing some yard work and dodging cicadas.
We don't have that up here, which I think they normally do have up here. So I haven't heard or anything like that. Like I've never really experienced it. I know it's supposed to be too loud.
Well, they're starting to slowly, I think, die off here because it's starting to get warm. But in the beginning, like mid-spring, they were everywhere.
Okay.
But they're slowly starting to die off. What about you, Grims? How has your week been?
It's been I've been on the same path as Am's in terms of a little bit kind of depression, but I did have fun this weekend. As I said, it was Mel's birthday Saturday, although we did the celebration on Sunday. So I actually have some photos to share. I can't really show her most of the photos because it was really appropriate stuff that was happening after a while. So to kind of start our day, we went to a drag brunch. So of course, with the drag brunch, they understand it's usually birthday parties and bridal showers tends to be the common thing because they actually have a special thing that you could do for the birthday girl and the bridal shower, and every single group that was in there had one of the two in there. So of course, for Mel's birthday, she got the birthday one, so they have put a little crown on her, and then she gets to go up and take a photo, and then they give the photo to her. For the bridal shower, they have like a tiara style crown, and they go up and they give them a blowjob shot, and then they have to take the blowjob shot at the front. So that was kind of funny. But it was mostly birthdays. Was most of what was there. What's funny is the one that was dressed up as Elsa. She's the main host. Ginger Snaps with like a Z at the end. I still can't find her Instagram. I'm trying to like figure it out. Her cousin, who was just turning 16, was actually at having her birthday party there too. So she kept like calling her like like calling her out like, you young bitch, and your thin body is like, oh my god, I can't believe in high school that we just have so many problems, and I'm over here 40 dressing up as a Disney princess and all this type of stuff.
I was gonna ask, they look like Elsa from Frozen.
Yeah, that's what she did for one of her skits. Her first skit was done as Belle from Beauty and the Beast, which was kind of funny because like when she does the book scene, she's like when she's talking about the story, they have like a pre-made thing where it's Playgirl.
Nice.
So it's like guy, and then when they open it up and they turn it around, it was a fan art of Beast naked, but they blocked it out. So it was funny. So when she turned around, it's just like this, and it's like, oh my goodness. So it was hilarious. It was very like a lot of Disney themed, or like, someone did one of the Funny Girl songs. The first one did like, I want money, like telling you to tip her. She's like, it was all money. Just that was the whole, it's like walking around. I love money. The one that I actually really liked was the Ursula one.
Nice.
Oh my goodness.
She was the bartender itself. So I actually went up to her and I was all like, can I please have your Instagram? So she actually took my phone and put it in and followed and whatnot. So I'll have to share her. Oh. But
yes,
her makeup was really beautiful. Tall. They're all guys, so they're all tall. But like she was tall. And then this one I want to share, as I said, is another. For some reason, a lot of Disney they did at the end the Simba scene, Lion King, when they first come out and bring Simba. So he's up at the top with the Simba. So I thought that was hilarious. So that was the drag show. After that, we went to some random dive bar and had a drink while we were waiting for some tickets that we had later. So the tickets we had were to go to a museum of ice cream. So that was fun. And that's where all the inappropriate stuff happens. So I'll show you some stuff and then you can kind of let some of it to your imagination. So when they first let you in, they put you in this room with this pink wallpaper with lips and ice cream all over it. And then they give you an ice cream, it was just like a vanilla, but just colored pink with chocolate sprinkles. So that I just took a photo of that on there. And then we were sitting down eating the ice cream. And then all of a sudden the person over there, like everyone's like finishing the ice cream and continuing on with the rest of the museum. And we're just sitting there chit-chatting because we're just relaxing. And the guy goes, "We have drinks," and no one responded except us to show that we were just exactly. Oh, because
please.
Mind you, the drag bar part of the meal that we had, we could add on unlimited mimosa. So we already been getting shit faced, and then we went to the dive bar before. So essentially, we've been drinking for hours already. And so then these were the drinks that we had. Me and Mel got watermelon margaritas, I believe is what we got. Ooh. And then because of the alcohol, the other person we were with, Mona, she got like a cherry vodka mix type thing. Ooh. Like instead of cranberry, it was cherry or something. So they're trying to keep it like a pink kind of colorish thing, which is fun. Mm-hmm. So you're walking around, it's like various experiences, different rooms. They'll give you like ice creams and whatnot. But the few that I happen to have photos of, because we kind of kept switching out people's phones, so I don't have all of the different rooms. But one of them, if you can imagine, was a room full of bananas. And if you can imagine what a bunch of drunk women in their 30s would do with bananas. Oh my God. We weren't allowed to touch them.
Please tell me someone like, I'd totally want to dance and frolic through it and have them touch my face.
Yeah, so. I'm sure museum-wise, they wouldn't want us touching it anyway, but also because of COVID, we were not allowed to touch them. So they had like, you can kind of see in there, there's little holes of where you could like kind of stand. So we would, use your imagination of photos that we would take with all these bananas, but without touching them. Mm-hmm. So that was one of the rooms. One of the first rooms that we went in actually was like almost an Alice in Wonderland style theme, all pink, but it was like all desserts. But they only had like 2 desserts that we could eat, but like the whole display was just like dessert and dessert style treats with like fake stuff. So that was one that we missed. And then there was another room that you kind of popped in and there was these sprinkles that you kind of took photos in. Like it was like a weird, like as if it was like a reverse ice cream cone, like you were in the inside and it was like sprinkles all around you.
Oh, nice.
Like you were like a dome in, like you had to go crawl in and then it was like a dome up. So that was kind of interesting. Another room that you walked in had all these like magnetic letters in there. So of course I spelled out my Instagram handle because, this was like a basic Instagram bitch, like museum. Like you were meant to take photos all over it. From it. So that was that. And then they had like words like or questions. And so I put in me with San Luis Obispo because that's my hometown. So that's one of the things. There was a room with like hula hoops in it. I don't know how that's ice cream, but I don't have photos of that. But there was like hula hoops. So we tried to hula hoop, all failed. One of the
trying to be on it.
Yeah, exactly. It was just all bad. Not that I can hula hoop anyway, but it was like I tried and it was just even worse. There was one room that had these big ice cream scoops, so you can imagine what we did with that too. So that's like imprinted into the wall. So yeah, there was that one. Yes. So
that's cool.
From there,
I could see where your mind went with that one.
Exactly. So that was kind of cool. And then next to that was like a photo booth type thing. And then after that room, there was like a hallway with like all these arches with various lights that kind of look like basic sprinkle light, like colors. So it's like a rainbow almost type of effect, but like sprinkle rainbow effect. I don't know. I wish I had those photos, but, and then that led to a slide. So there was a slide that spin down a couple spirals. I don't have photos of those. And then you go in and then there was like another ice cream bar, ice cream bar thing, and then it was like a red light they could take a photo in front of, like like the backlit, and so like you're dark in front. Which I had photos of those. After that was a room that was like all yellow, so I just have a photo of me like kind of in the yellow room. So sorry with my silly face because I was just kind of like eating more ice cream and being drunk at that point. But it was like a honeycomb, I guess, for like honeycomb style things from it. So that was kind of cool. They had like these chairs with like butterfly wings on it. I don't really have good photos of that because that's all on Mel's phone. So that was kind of fun to take in front of. After that was like a jungle gym room, which was weird. It had like swings, and there was a ball pit with like ice creams and pink balls. So of course
I
we
would
did
have
some
stayed
slow
away
motion.
from the ball pit.
We went in
Like
it.
an
Well, I didn't go in
adult
it. Mel went into it, and then the slow motion balls on her face. So that was kind of what that one
It
was.
almost reminds me of like an adult version of Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory.
It felt like it. Like it just was all these like really like fun random things.
I'm waiting for like you to talk about there's like a wall where you could lick like different
snozberries taste like snozberries.
Not quite the licking, but what was cool was the last room was a swimming pool full of sprinkles.
Oh my goodness!
So
I'd have so much fun.
Yeah, like, but they were hard, so you couldn't really like jump into it. They were all like rubber sprinkles, but like I tried to like it took like effort to put my feet in underneath those, but to kind of just give you an idea how big they are. So it's just these big sprinkles, and they had like a slide there and like a deep end pool and like little jump things, but you really couldn't do anything with it. But yeah, that was fun with the sprinkles, and then at the end you just walked out. So it was, by the time we were done, we were in there for 3 hours. We didn't realize we were in there for that long. I was just like, when we saw the time afterwards, it's like, wow, like where did that time go? Because we were just having a blast, just taking all the photos, because it was like a photo op place. So I wish I had all the other better ones. I wish I could have shown some of the inappropriate ones, but I was forbidden from sharing some things outside of the group because they were a little too risque. And whatever it was.
You just blurred the faces out. No one would know.
I mean, you know my office, so anything. So yeah, the banana room was probably the most inappropriate ones that we definitely took, just because it was bananas, for sure.
Where was this?
This was in New York City.
New York City?
We were in the city, somewhere south side of, is it Manhattan? I never know the proper term for saying it.
So, did you ever make it to the Harry Potter store?
No. So this is what I found out, which I didn't know. Otherwise, I would have tried to go early. So in order to get into the Harry Potter store, you have to be in line at 7:00 in the morning and scan a QR code. And the QR code, if you hit however many people, that allows you then to select a slot to be able to go into the Harry Potter store. But it's not like you can do it online. It's per day basis, and you have to physically be there at 7:00 in the morning to scan the QR code. I was all like, that is lame, like that. But I guess because it's so small. But apparently it's a permanent shop, is from what I'm told, not as temporary. So hopefully, as it starts dialing down, that you won't have to do the
hype will slowly start to
hopefully
die down a little.
Yeah, that's what we're hoping. It was sad. I didn't know that it was. You had to be in New York at 7 in the morning. I would have had to probably waking up like at like 4:00 in the morning to then get ready to go into the city to go do that. And then I would have had to found something to do for like 5 hours after trying to get the slot. I didn't know. God. So we only found out later when it was already too late to kind of commit to any of that, but it was fine. I think we still had fun with what we did anyway. So that was a blast. But anywho, speaking of childhood things and having fun in childhood places like Willy Wonka, our theme this week is gaming. So I don't know where we want to start in terms of games. Does someone have a point where they would like to start the conversation?
I think Ams is like itching because I'm just seeing her. And she's just got this like.
No, that's a question, but you have something you want.
Because not trying to flex or anything.
At least your Switch didn't die on you for no reason.
What? Aww. When? What happened?
Just randomly, like I went to pick it up to play it, and it wouldn't turn on. And I was like, okay, I was like, was it the charging state? So we tried like different plugs, and Jason was finally getting it to turn on, and it like some code popped up, and he looked it up, and he was like, did you ever drop this? I was like, no. He's like, did you ever get water in it? I was like, no. He's like, because it's popping up with, it's saying that it's been dropped and there's water damage. And I'm like, no.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry.
We're going to have to get it sent off to see if we can get it fixed.
Oh, I'm so
It's just
sorry.
like, I was like,
That
really? Like,
sucks.
one time I decided that I want to play my Switch again,
Mhm.
it decides to crap out on me.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Well, before that happened, maybe we could start. I wanted to like just start with like what games you like to play, and what maybe like you played in the past, and what you want to play. Maybe you want to go ahead with that, Lady Love. What games did you have on your Switch before that untimely
Well, I
event?
haven't played it a lot, but I do have the new Animal Crossing Horizons. I haven't gotten
Mhm.
into it as much as I know a lot of people have.
Mhm.
I think I got into it right at like the major hype, and it just kind of I lost a little interest. So that's something I want to get back into.
Mhm.
Same.
My one big game, obviously, is my the Harry Potter Lego game. That one I can always go back to and play. And I'll sometimes like not like where I'm at in the game, so I'll like just start all over again.
Oh, I've done that so many times. Like if I don't play a game for like if I play a game and then don't touch it for like a super long time, it's like so much better for me to restart it
Mhm.
than to try to pick up. So I'm just like I don't even remember the controls. Like
Or like if I get to a point where I'm not happy with my progress, like I know I can do better, I'm like, screw this. I'll just start all over again.
yeah.
Game that I used to play all the time when I was growing up, and I'd like to get back into doing is The Sims. Like I'm talking old school, back when I was younger, the old school Sims, 2D, pixelized, had, I always remembered waiting for like when the new like package would come up, be available. I would be like running to Best Buy and buying it and installing it so I could have like everything. And actually at one point when I was in college, I had a Mac, and I was at the Mac store, and I actually found the original Sims game for Mac. So I bought that, and I was playing it. And now I'd love to get into playing The Sims again, because I actually follow a few people on YouTube who stream playing The Sims. And I've always just found it just so much fun. But I want to get a better laptop than this to be able to play, because I don't think this, what I have, could handle. And I would have to have so I would want a better laptop to be able to do that. But other games, I can't remember what it's called, but eventually there's a game that I found in one of our gaming catalogs we get for PlayStation 5. So whenever we get a PlayStation 5, it's a game that looks very interesting. I'd like to play.
Okay.
No, I'm with you on that
I
one.
can't remember right now off the top of my head.
Do you remember what it's about, maybe?
It's kind of like a futuristic, like the main character goes to like this other planet and is helping, the planet and everything. I can't quite remember.
It's like a world building style thing.
Kind of.
But is it an MMO where you play with other people, or you just play by yourself?
I think it's just a first person.
Okay. Interesting.
I mean,
there's No Man's Sky that already exists.
I can't remember what it is.
That No Man's Sky is that big world one, right? Where this like just expands, and like everything is like impossible.
It reminded me of a game, and again, can't really remember, that I used to play years ago when I had the PS2. So it was kind of one of those, I was reading the description, I was like, wow, this kind of reminds me of one game I used to play. So I was like, well, I know what I'm going to get when we finally get a PS5.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I know what game I definitely want to get once we finally get a PS5, and that I just look at the chat. Oh my gosh, Maya, you're my best friend, because Horizon Zero Dawn is like one of my favorite games, and they're coming out with a sequel on the PS5 called Horizon Forbidden West. It is so pretty. It is basically, if no one has heard of this game yet, and you really should, just at least just go online and look it up. It's fantastic. And if you have a PS4, buy it, please. You're in this you're in the future, but basically it's post-apocalyptic. It's like humanity hit the reset button, and you play as like a prehistoric human in a prehistoric human society, but there are robots as well, like robots that look like animals. So it's sort of like this pseudo futuristic / prehistoric mashup of this type of game. You play, and your protagonist is a woman. You know, I'm not biased at all, I swear. You know, a super strong female lead, and you know, you just play through this game being an badass, shooting with your arrow and like whomping things. And yes, it made me weep like a baby too, Maya. Oh my god, I love that game so much. It made me cry at the end, I swear. It's the story is so good. The gameplay is amazing. It is beautiful and gorgeous to look at. Just look it up at least. It's amazing.
I just found the game that I'm interested in. It's called I think this is it. It's called Kenya Bridge of Spirits. Is I think the game that I saw that I was like, that looks like it would be a lot of fun to play.
Ooh.
Let me see if I can
I think I may have found it.
Kenya Bridge of Spirits. Ooh.
Yeah, I'll pull this up. Let's share the screen. Window. No, tab. There you go. This one.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah, I think I remember seeing that. Oh yeah. Oh,
there's like a.
Yeah, it's kind of like she's helping like this other world.
Oh my god, I forgot. Yeah, those little cute little creatures.
I've always enjoyed playing because it's one of those like I can just when I want to.
So cute.
Yeah. Which can be hard with some of those when you play with other people because you can get left behind and stuff. But if you are just able to play,
I'm not really a big fan of playing, you know, doing games like that. I want to take my own pace or my own time playing.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. I'm more because I grew up an only child until I was like 12 because my sister and I are like 12 and a half years apart. So when I grew up, I played solo games. So I totally get that, like wanting to be in your own adventure and just like taking your own route, which is why like when I was going to mention my favorite genre for games is more so like adventure fantasy platformer. So Zelda, hence Zelda is like my favorite series. I'd say like I think that's like my favorite series like overall, and it's so funny. I didn't grow up with it. I wasn't a Nintendo kid. I really wish I was. When I was a kid, I had Sony. I had the PlayStation 1, and my parents had a Sega Genesis. So my first game was actually Sonic, and then I went to like PlayStation and PlayStation 2 with Spyro and Jak and Daxter, all the Naughty Dog games, Ratchet and Clank. Then eventually got into God of War. Don't tell anyone, I was too young. Like an immature game. I was like, what, 12 or 14? My dad and I went to like the video store. Oh, I love Ocarina. Oh, I want to get more into Ocarina of Time. Here's the thing. I'm going to sound like the worst Zelda fan. I'm so sorry, Brian, and everyone else. But I didn't start playing Zelda until Twilight Princess, until it was like more three-dimensional. Because if you ask, you know, any hardcore Zelda fan, they will argue and say that Ocarina of Time was the best Zelda game ever, hands down. So, because it just revolutionized the franchise. So, I want to get more into it, but I find like it's very difficult for me to try to get more into the older Zelda games.
Okay.
Than the newer ones, because I'm more into the newer ones like Twilight Princess, Skyward Sword. I know I'm probably gonna make enemies with that one. It's not a favorite of a lot of people. Breath of the Wild and like a lot of the newer Zelda games. I definitely want to get into it. Definitely. So, but they are coming out with update on Skyward Sword. It's like July. So I'm super excited about that. I'm definitely buying it. Yeah. So sorry, go ahead, Grims. I'm like rambling.
No, I was gonna say, how much does it upset you when people call Link Zelda?
Oh, every time. Every single time.
Even though you would think that's it's just the people who don't know the game, they just know the character Link and they just say Zelda. Like they just assume because Sonic and Mario. So you would think that the title name would be the title, the character that's being played. But those in, of course, play or at least play Nintendo games. Like if you do Smash Brothers, of course, Link is Link and Zelda is Zelda, so you know that it's the girl or whatnot.
If you play any Smash games, you should know the difference by then. Like if you still call Link Zelda, I have no respect
from there.
for you.
Yeah, it would be probably calling like the Mario, the Legend of Princess Peach. Like
yeah, I can see how it's misleading, but once you'll understand
more
it.
from the first one because you have to go find her and it's all about that, which would make sense for the Legend of Zelda. I don't really know very little. I know it has its own little force thing that everyone
Triforce.
Yeah, Triforce, that's it. Yeah. That game I couldn't get into, but it's okay. I appreciate those who like it. Not my thing. Never really got into that one.
It's wonderful.
Yeah. I spent a good chunk of my high school at LAN parties. And yes, it was we would have to take apart our computers
and bring them together.
Pack everything, go into someone's basement, hook them all together, and we usually played oh my god, why am I blanking out on it's gonna come to me like at the most random time.
Wasn't like a Call of Duty or something, was it? Was it
Halo?
It was one of those like fantasy games, like where you could either be like a mage or a wizard. And it was one of my favorite games, and it had multiple expansions. And the reason, just within the past few years, I think like the 4th expansion came out for it.
I'm thinking of
it's definitely not World of Warcraft. It's definitely not that. That's what I was like, I don't think you talked about ever liking WoW, so that's the only reason why I'm like,
I tried getting into WoW. I had a boyfriend in high school who was a huge WoW, and he tried getting me into it, and I was just like, nope.
No, it's his own monster. It's his own monster.
Was
Ultima
it Diablo
Online?
Yes, Diablo.
Diablo? Yes. There you go.
Well, I mean, subset. Isn't that still the same company, Blizzard?
Yes.
Yes, I think. Max would know more. He's more into that. Oh, Brian. He didn't finish Twilight Princess. He was playing it. Well, he was stuck at home with a broken foot, but healed before he finished the game. He never went back to play the last dungeon. That was 8 years ago. Oh, I'm sorry, Brian. Oh, you should definitely replay it. It's an amazing game. It's so wonderful.
Yeah, I used to play Diablo and LAN parties. I was horrible. I was not a good player, but I still had a lot of fun. And it was the typical, in someone's basement, I was the only female out of my group of male friends. And it was the typical pizza boxes, Doritos, Mountain Dew.
I love those days.
And I'm like, oh my god, really? Ooh. How did I survive?
See, what's weird to me though, so you talk about LAN party. For me, because I think I'm the oldest out of the three of us, right? I think I'm the oldest one now.
Yeah.
So like in high school, I remember one of my friends, because I wasn't in band, but all my friends were. But so that we were kind of like a band style group, whatever. But one of them, I was dating a guy who was a very gamey, nerdy type stuff, and he did LAN parties with his friends. And I never really even heard what these things were before. So she brought over to see her boyfriend because they like to, they were home alone doing their LAN party type thing. And so he would go off, have sex with her, and then come back and whatnot from it. And I was like, what are you weirdos doing with all your computers together in one room? I've never heard of this before. So I'm like, what? You have to bring your computers together to do this? Looking back now, these are like my people and whatnot from it. But that's not, like, when I was in high school, I thought I was cooler than I was. I think I've talked about that in the past. I thought I was a lot cooler than I was, and I definitely was not cool at all.
I knew I was not cool. I always knew I was not cool in high school because I was like, go drinking on the weekend or go
play LAN parties. Like I always liked nerd things in the background, and I always kind of was thought to be like kind of the nerdy one, but my friends weren't like that. So it's like I didn't really like express it or do it. It was kind of like something I did by myself, but it wasn't something I was outwardly pushing. Instead, I had to be more girly and getting makeup and doing my hair and all that type of stuff. And that was like what the girls like to do.
Let me put it this way. My guy friends never really truly realized I was female until when it came to homecoming or senior year. And I showed up to the restaurant in a tight-fitting dress. And they were like, holy shit, you're a girl. I'm like,
you're a girl. They just forgot,
for 5-7 years and you just realized it. I've got tits.
Yes. Which this is where Maya brings up a good point that female gamers outnumber male gamers these days, probably because of a lot of that is switching. I think what's interesting about gaming as a whole is that it is such an industry. I mean, we all have experienced that in our lifetime from when we were kids to now, that games is an industry in itself. In the past, it was maybe just like whatever was in the arcade at the moment, but you go play it and then bring it in home entertainment, such as the Super Nintendo and the Sega and Atari and all of the older ones, which we talked about in the past. Those revolutionizing it, being more on a daily basis for it. So like Amza, you mentioned Sonic being your first, that was mine. I had Sega, I had Street Fighter, and I had Sonic. So those were my two big main games that I had played. So of course I have fondness for both of them, even though I didn't really continue playing it past like the first two iterations from it. But still, to imagine what it does now, like I've talked about this past, Twitch, such a huge thing. Although it's more than just gaming, but started mostly as gaming from my understanding. Yeah. Now it's art streamers. I follow a lot of art streamers on there too. Bob Ross I watch on it too. But I watch Chilled, which I follow through various streamers, and it's become an industry and a lifestyle. I don't know how you guys opinions wise for that kind of how that's become.
Yeah. Oh, and like tying to that, there's the Let's Players as well, and there's also the speedrun community as well. If you like just like delve into that, oh my goodness! Like there's I guess then I'll do a little plug of Awesome Games Done Quick, or just Games Done Quick. Yeah, the gaming industry makes more money annually than the movie industry. Oh yeah, no, I don't doubt that at all, Maya. Thank you. But I was gonna say yeah, speedrunners with Games Done Quick, they usually do this like I think about biannually. They used to do conventions before COVID, but they would get all together and they would have certain speedrunners from across the globe. They would speedrun whatever game and raise money for cancer research. And usually it would go to like Doctors Without Borders or whatever, organization at the time. They started really small. They've just expanded, and so it's just so interesting to see some of these people, like especially with Ocarina of Time, since we mentioned that there's a way to beat the game in like a half hour with just like glitches, and I'm just like, what in a way? So
which is like what some people just do. They want to break the game. They want to find everything. I mean, the people who speed run Super Mario Brothers, beat in like 10 minutes or something, because you do like this mode and blah, 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 and pop into this thing and this, that, and that. And then they just know every little shot put, whatever they call them. Cannon. My God, yeah. Couldn't think of every cannon in which order that you have to jump it in, and otherwise it's not worth doing. Like,
and seeing the Mario speedrunners, they blow my mind absolutely, because they know like they do these what they're called like frame perfect tricks. They do this absolutely insane combination of button presses, and I'm just like, like this is the same game I have, yet you just like, I'm done. Like, it's so fantastic. And I think Mario Maker does really like also like pave the way for people to make like super difficult and interesting levels. In fact, there's a person I follow on Twitch and YouTube from Game Grumps, is Ross O'Donovan. I think he's a bit of a sadist. He didn't confirm, but I think he is. He made his own like Mario Maker world, and he tried making like as difficult as possible, so that he got like different speedrunners to help him with that, and just so he could just make life a living hell for Game Grumps. So so yeah, definitely.
Don't worry, I'm still listening. I'm trying to find the thing from when I used to play on the PlayStation 2. So I'm like going through.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
So I'm still here just like, even if I don't look like I'm paying attention to that.
No. So I wasn't sure. It was like you looked like you were about to like say something else. I was making sure. Well, I'll just bring up like kind of growing up with gaming and how it is. Like, I mean, I don't live with my siblings. I haven't talked to them for a while. But growing up, when I would go visit them and whatnot from it, we would have a GameCube. We play random games together, and that's kind of like how we bonded too. Like we played was it Crash Bandicoot? I want to say it's Crash Bandicoot was the one that we played. And so it was kind of like the easy like racing game because our little sister would be able to play it too with us. And it was like something that we could bond as kind of, although we're the same generation, still generation within us because I'm 13 years older than my youngest one. So that's a big difference.
Oh, yeah.
Something that she could play along with and we just have fun. And I would watch my brother play, what's that? Not Evil Dead. What is it called? Dead
Rising?
No.
Death Stranding?
No. It just came out. I think they just came out with one of them. Resident Evil, that's what it is. Resident Evil. I don't know. I couldn't think of what it was called. It was like dead things. Yeah, with as big mommy milkers, as Chilled called her, from it. Lady
Dimitrescu.
Something like that, but he called her Lady Tiramisu. That's what he tried to call her with her because it was like close enough. Like Lady Tiramisu, big mommy milkers. That's what he had called her.
Yeah, there you go. She's like 9 feet tall.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen some good cosplays of her where it's just like, dang, that would be a good. I almost see with New York Comic Con because they actually are having it this year. It looks like. I think that's going to be one of the most common cosplays for women. I
want to see someone in stilts do that. I really do.
I'm sure there will be someone who does it unless they get banned from it for what they call peace bonding, like it doesn't pass the peace bonding thing, which I wouldn't imagine why. But like when they do weapons check, like sometimes they take your weapons away because the weapons are too realistic or whatnot from it, and so they won't let you take it inside for cosplay purposes.
Okay.
So I don't know if like any kind of stilts or something like that, like depending if they're seen as dangerous, that they'll confiscate any of that type of stuff.
I mean, I guess if you just like, whack someone over the head with it, you could with anything. But...
Yeah, some get in like big like mechanical style things. So I don't know what the rules are. I just seen like sometimes when I enter in, there'll be like a pile of weapons of all the ones that have been confiscated because they won't let anyone take it in, which kind of sucks.
I've seen that with like balloons and stuff. I've seen people who are like they've done a cosplay with like balloons. Like they're just carrying balloons and they're like, yeah, you can't take this.
Yeah.
Not even balloons? What? I don't get it.
Them's the rules. What? Someone did something bad at some point. The anime that I go to, they had to ban glow sticks. They won't let glow sticks in at night. Like when they do the raves, they won't let any of.
I found the game.
Okay, go ahead.
The game that I used to play that I loved. It was Kaya Dark Legends.
Kaya.
You want to share? Do you have an image or something? Share your screen. And
hold on. Let me see if I can. I think if you just Google it.
Okay, what's it called?
KYA Dark Legends. It came. I'm just like scrolling. I'm like, eventually I'm going to find, and I finally found it. I was like, yes. I was like, I haven't played. I was like, I could not think of it, and then finally I'm like, determination. I am going to find this game.
Yeah, so we'll start with this.
I'm happy you found it. On the PlayStation 2?
It was on PlayStation 2.
There you go. So that's the.
Oh my god! I never played it, but I vaguely remember that.
It was so much fun.
Oh my god! It just reminded me of like
old
one of my favorite games.
I remember was it my junior or senior year? I was in Target with friends, and this had come out. And I remember watching, like, they would show, like, the previews, and I just went, like, I want it. I really want this. I want it. And I was just determined. Like, I kept, like, mentioning and talking about it, and apparently my friends, like, told my mom about it. And so I'm thinking, like, Christmas is coming around. Maybe I'll get it. So, like, Christmas morning rolls around, and I'm just like, because, of course, I didn't have a PlayStation, so I would have to get a PlayStation for it. So Christmas morning rolls around, and the first gift I pick up, I'm like, I kind of do a little shake, and I'm like, sounds like a disc. And it was the game. So I was like, if I have the game, obviously I have to have the PlayStation 2.
Yeah.
Ah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, you got it for Christmas?
So I got it for Christmas.
Yes. Okay,
and
cool.
I played that thing until and there was nothing left. If I could find that game on for the PlayStation 5 or something, I would play it again.
Like a remastered?
If they could. I don't know if they would, but I would play it again.
That reminds me.
Or if I could find and download it or something, I would play it.
Did you ever play a game called Vex?
Wait, is this you? This Nintendo 64? It's a Nintendo 64! It just made me think when you're describing that, I imagine you going, it's a PlayStation 2!
Pretty much just making it all excited about it.
Yeah, did you ever play the game Vex? It was spelled VEXX. It's like in that. It was a PS2 game. It was in that same sort of vein. It was just so interesting. It was like this vampire type creature.
I don't know if I got into that one. I can't remember.
No,
well, looking up Vex brought a whole lot of random stuff. Let me just pause the section real quick. It's not inappropriate. It's not inappropriate, but I want to share it. It looks, at least it didn't look inappropriate to me. I'll just share that and then we'll get back to the topic.
Sort of red claws. So,
yeah.
No.
All this random
this is
art.
Someone else.
Sorry, I thought it was very interesting.
I mean, it is, but that's not what I'm talking about.
Yeah, something random. Okay, so I'll stop share. Just thought it was an interesting. I was trying to look it up, and that's what popped up. I was like, "Ooh, that's actually
look
cool."
for it. Wait, what? Vex isn't popular anymore. I'm too old. No.
There you go. There, I found it. Let me share that.
You found it?
Sure. Yeah, I just had to type in the word game.
There you go.
But I can see where you say it's got that old school 3D
Oh, I know. It was so
I
fun.
never got into that. That was never. I don't think I did. Doesn't look familiar.
It's in that same sort of feeling as Jack and Daxter, that sort of game. So it was super fun.
I'm just excited I found the game because it was one of those. I was like, I knew what it would look like as soon as I saw it.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah.
So I had a weird game system called Lynx, I think it was called LYNX thing. It was kind of like a game, not a Game Boy, the Sega one, the Sega handheld game style thing. But it was this new company that had come out, and I had random games on it. But I used to play this one called Chips Challenge, and someone remade it with some kind of mouse thing. But it was kind of weird because they mimicked it almost to the T. But it was these weird little puzzles, and there's this guy Chip, and you could do things to make him walk over fire, walk over water, walk over ice, and whatnot from it. Yeah, there's Chip's Challenge. It was some weird 2D style puzzle game type thing. But that was something that kind of, when you guys were talking about old game, this just shows how old I am because this was when I was a kid. But it was interesting.
There used to be a PC game.
I think it's called
that I used to play. I can't remember what it was. It was almost like a Space Invaders, but it was you were these almost space people.
I guess it's
and
Atari.
You would go through, I can't quite remember, but it was just.
That is literally it. That little teeny little baby screen. I played that on the teeny little baby screen. Anyhow,
that's wonderful.
I'll stop sharing that.
I love it.
I was always a PC player. For growing up, I didn't have a game console till I was in high school. I was always PC. That's all. That's what we played. Because my sister, older sister, she built her own PC for gaming because she was also into gaming when she was in high school.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into it, and then it wasn't until high school when I got the PlayStation 2.
Did you ever play Spore? So that was my favorite PC game, I'd have to say. You remember that game? Spore?
Think so.
Spore? Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
It was evolutionary game. So you create your own creature and you start at the cellular level and then you get older and older and you hit land and then civilization and you go to the stars.
I
was a
never
really fun
played
game.
this, but I remember seeing this because I know
Yeah.
that you get like some fucked up creatures like
The
that.
abominations you can create, yeah. It was a fun game, man. I still have it actually. I think I might re-download it again. You just
Well,
create your own creature.
I mean, like, yeah, I was on this. I played like The Sims on PC. You know, the Sims like the Roller Coaster Tycoon, Sim City, all of those.
I wasn't quite into those, but I do remember vaguely. I don't remember the names. I was like too young to remember, but I do remember my mom had these point and click games. One of them was Winnie the Pooh themed. So I remember like just clicking away, having the time of my life. Just like, oh, color this, or click on this little thing, or go to this part of the map, and just like, okay, cool. So.
Oh, and I had like all of the Disney like games for PC, like the Mulan and some of the other games you could get, like the Disney games. Of course, Harry Potter games as I got a little older.
Like I'm looking at some of the things. I know my stepdad at the time had bought one of those iMacs, the one like the colorful ones, and he had some game pack or something like that he would buy. So I would play those weird games. And I remember one of them was like a racing game. One of them was like some weird like health doctor style thing, and like you would like. I remember like you would go like through blood veins and like kill bacteria, and then it was like some weird like doctor like health experience style game that I would play. I don't know, because that's all I had like that was available. But I was gonna say also then once computers got a little more, I did play Myst. That was one of them, and Seventh Guest was one that I really liked, although I wasn't really good at it. Nowadays I probably would just cheat on it, but those were like ones. I remember Seventh Guest was the like some haunted puzzle style things. I would like to try to find that. I'm sure it's on Steam to download. And then there was one, I think I've talked about this before, like Afterlife, where it was like a heaven and hell, but like a sim style game. But the old school, like Sim City style game. So that one was kind of cool.
Have you ever played any online games, like Flash games? Like on
Flash?
just like on like a website, like Newgrounds or anything like that?
That
Or am I
sounds
too young?
familiar. No, Newgrounds sounds familiar, but I think I did it more for videos, I think.
Well, there's also Cartoon Network. I was like, what, middle school, high school, something like that. I would just go on there. There was like this sort of like this pipe game from like Powerpuff Girls, and you just like rearrange the pipes to get the fluid to go in a certain direction. I think they still have it too. I used to go crazy for those as well. But I think that's a newer thing. It's not really like PC or console. Any games that are coming out that you guys would be excited about? Because I know I kind of spewed about Skyward Sword and Horizon. So
I don't really get into games because I don't really have a gaming console. So I had a Switch but sold it. So I don't really, which I bought just so I could play Fortnite on it, which I didn't end up doing. But honestly, I don't really game like in that sense. I do mobile games. I just play like whatever games I can on my phone, which is kind of seems to be the later style trend from it. I watch people play like Among Us. I do like the Among Us style thing. I playing it myself is not so fun. I like watching people play it when they can talk to each other in a group. But playing it by myself, you're like talking in a little chat. I can't. If I was playing with people like in real life, I think that would probably be more fun because then you can like bullshit with them and lie and stuff. But you have to like get on a Discord or something like that. So I tried playing with my coworkers with that, but I just can't otherwise. But lately I've been playing WoW Classic Burning Crusade, so that's been something I've been doing.
I do love that the proximity chat the Let's Players do. So like when their players get closer to each other, you can hear them, but as they like go away, it works like like if you're actually in person with them.
Yeah,
I think it's super fun.
They have something like that also for like Project Winter is a style game similar to Among Us, where you have two people who are bad and the rest are all good, and they have objectives that they're trying to get through, but then they try to kill or buff themselves up and then kill the people, but they have to like not seem like they're being killed, and if they think they're killed, then they kill you. you're trying to escape it. But they have proximity chat as part of it, but they also have two-way radios too. So like the bad guys can talk to each other, but then the good guys can talk to each other too, but when they find radios. So that's kind of interesting. That would be.
Yeah. What was my next question?
You're
also going to
Bethany. Do you have any games you're looking forward to?
Just talked about the one game if we ever get the PS5.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, other than really that, just kind of eventually getting my Switch fixed and see what other games come out for the Switch and stuff. And but yeah.
Yeah, the reason why I asked that, now E3 just happened and Nintendo Direct just came out with their like new video. Here's our new stuff coming out. So I'm like super excited for what's coming out on the Switch. There's Monster Hunter Stories 2. I don't know if you guys, you and also the audience, have played it before. I've definitely played Monster Hunter World, and that was super fun. It's in the title. You just hunt monsters, have fun. But in this one, you can actually like ride monsters and like take them into battle with you, kind of like Pokemon. And I'm just like, oh my god, I can ride a dragon now? No. So
That's funny.
like,
that's funny.
Super excited about that. I think that's coming out. Well, the demo's coming out on the 25th this month, and then I think the actual game's coming out later. A lot of stuff's happening in 2021. A lot of games are coming out in October as well, like September, October window.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm like so excited for it. And of course, going back to Zelda. I'm sorry, I apologize.
No, you're not. Don't even.
It was really interesting because this is like the 35th anniversary. They're, if you guys remember the Game & Watch from Nintendo, do you? No.
A watch?
It was literally like a little like little handheld gaming device that you could game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it would also serve as a watch, like as a clock.
Yeah.
So you could like leave it there, but have like your little sprites and characters still like on screen doing whatever they want. So they're coming out
like a console thing. I'm gonna share this to see if this is what.
Yeah, it's like a handheld console almost.
That?
Yeah, that's the Game & Watch, the original one.
Okay.
So yeah, you could play Super Mario Brothers, and you also had a watch function.
Game and watch. That's what it is. Okay.
Okay, game and I'm thinking like game watch.
Yeah, I saw this.
No, sorry.
Watch. I was like,
like you wear. I'm like, okay, so they coming up with like I'm thinking like the old, old watch that looks like a smartwatch from the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Something of that nature. And I was all like, I don't remember a watch. That would be cool. That's cool.
But it's gonna be the same size as that, and it's gonna be Zelda themed. So it's gonna have the first Zelda, the second Zelda 2, and Link's Awakening, all three on there. Cool. So you could play all three games, and then it also has the watch function. So they have that coming out, I think later this year. So I'm like super excited about that. There you go.
Yeah.
Look at it. It's so amazing. Ah.
That is cool. That's cool. I mean, those files are so small now that they could just be on anything.
I know.
Like, I have Sonic on my cell phone, like that I can just play whenever I want. Like which is crazy to think that just how small that file really is.
Yeah.
Oh, I know.
It's no longer like
great.
Walking around with your big old Game Boy.
Or giant cartridge in your NES.
Cartridge and screen that big and. You had to have like 5 AA batteries.
When it's upsetting me, I just do this. It's not working right.
And God forbid you're playing it in the car at night.
Oh right, yeah. Unless you had the backlit, or at least the little like light that came down over top that you could clip on.
Yeah, or you had like your parents' car had one of the little the lights in the door lights in the back that you could turn on before your parents yelled at you for having it on.
So apparently it was illegal. I don't know why.
I mean, I get it. It is a distraction with driving, but yeah.
Right. Like, the light's not going to kill you. It's fine. I don't know. Another Zelda game is coming out not this year, but next year. Of course, Breath of the Wild 2. They put out a trailer, and it's more of a teaser because, like, it's just completely different. And we can't show anything. I want to, but we can't show anything because of YouTube violations. Blah. So please take my word for it. Please look it up. It's fantastic. Oh my god. I'm so excited. And they just have like a base date of 2022. We don't have an exact date. And I'm just like, no. So I'm like so excited for it though. So there's the Zelda stuff. I'll go over to other games, try and give them some love. Any Metroid fans out there, there's the new Metroid Dread game coming out. That looks really interesting. And I think it's like, the way that my husband Max described it to me is that Metroid got separated into two like plot lines. There's the original Metroid and Metroid Prime. And then I think this continues the first Metroid series. So, and Samus is like going through, your main character Samus, and she's going through like battling new and different enemies, and it's just like a different, like same play style but different mechanics, sort of. So that one's gonna be kind of cool to see and get interesting. Yes, Maya's pumped for Metroid. Yes, there you go. Get pumped. Get pumped. And then we have a lot of Marvel fans. There's also Guardians of the Galaxy. That's coming out too this year. On the Switch, I think. Yeah, it was Nintendo Direct, so yeah. There's the Avatar's coming out too. If you're into the pretty games, Avatar, like the blue people.
Yeah, but like which Avatar?
Yeah, not Last Airbender. No. Although that type of game would be really cool. There's also Smash Brothers has a DLC coming out. If anyone's into Tekken, the character Kazuya is going to be put into there, and oh my god, they've done like so much love. He has so many like different like moves and whatnot. So Smash update. There's also a new Mario Rabbids game coming out. That was super cute. A WarioWare game finally. Max is excited about that.
I like WarioWare. That's the one where it's like little mini games, right? Yeah, I love that game. That game is so much fun. I used to play it in college all the time.
Oh yeah, that was one of Max's favorite games too. Yeah, I think he has almost like every single WarioWare, almost, man. So a lot of new games, a lot of new like interesting games, and I'm just thinking like, I don't have the money. I don't think I will, but I want to buy like all these things. So.
Yeah,
expensive. They're like $50 to $60.
Oh, yes. I know. Oh,
I was just. It's like, oh, is it really? No. I was like, I don't know if I can justify.
Yeah, that much.
This tiny little cartridge that goes into a.
That's like 4 enamel pins that I can buy.
Yeah, exactly.
So usually what I do is when I win a game, like I make sure like we rack up like points for like GameStop, and we'll use that towards like Jason will use that for like towards like a game for me.
Okay, that's good.
Oh, I was looking in the chat. Maya's saying that Square Enix is releasing the first 6 Final Fantasy games as pixel perfect remakes. Oh yeah, they're doing a lot this year. Square Enix, just in general. So. I wouldn't mind getting back into the Final Fantasy because I played some of those on the PS2. I mean, I remember like going out and buying like the giant like books, like game books.
Yeah.
I had like I had like a stack of like different game books.
Oh, I
and like once they became like obsolete because of the internet, I was just like, recycle.
Yeah.
Now I guarantee you there's people who probably pay lots of money for them.
I still have my Final Fantasy 2 one. I think I do. Where it is, I don't know, but I feel like I've seen it.
Actually, you're
during
right.
the moves.
And I had like a few that were like hard, like almost like a hardback almost. And I think I donated a lot of them, and now I'm like, man, these people would have paid good money for them.
Yeah, you would. That's the thing is that you don't think that those things would have had money, but all of them, all the stuff that we grew up with, all that stuff would pay good money just to have the original toys back again.
Ooh, especially going back to Ocarina of Time, if you have like the cartridge in its original like packaging and the guide to go with it, that's like super expensive, super valuable actually. So that's Max's bread and butter right there. So it's just like super valuable. So yeah, if you still have your strategy guides, save them, man.
No,
I have mine.
I got rid of all of them because I mean at that point they were. At that point, I'd already kind of really stopped playing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I don't know why I'm keeping them. And yeah, and now I'm kind of like, man, I could have gotten a lot of money for these. Because I mean, I had like all like the Final Fantasy games that I had. I had like all the strategy books. I had strategy books for a few other games. And yeah, I got rid of all of them when I was at college.
For Jack 2 and 3, I still have my strategy guides. My Jack 2 guide is falling apart, like literally falling apart. The pages are like coming out. I love that thing too much. I was like, okay, yeah, what's this mission? What should I do? It was so fun. Oh man, I'm trying to remember what strategy guides we have. Obviously Zelda. I think one of the Pokemon games too. I forgot which one. But it was also like a little Pokedex too. So you go into the back hand like an index. Or it's like, here are all the Pokemon in this game. So I just thumb through that. I'm like, oh, I like this one. Whee! Like,
I like Mudkips.
You like Mudkips?
I like.
Oh, we're gonna do that. Mine's Goomy.
No, that's an old. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe that's from my age too. There was that whole. There was this whole thing where it was just like this. It's like pre-meme style stuff where people were just like, "I like Mudkips," and so like Mudkips were just a thing. And you just said that, like, "I like Mudkips." I don't know. I don't know if that's just me or just maybe a California thing, but that's just what it was. I like Mudkips, which I do actually do like Mudkips. They're cute, even though they're a water Pokemon. I don't do water Pokemon. I do fire. But they get the pass. Yeah, they get the pass because they're cute.
What about you, Lady Love? Pokemon.
I'm looking. It's well, Charmander is one.
Do you more fire type as well?
Yeah. I would think so. Even though I'm a water baby, and then what's the? It's the fox one.
Finnegan. Yes. Yeah, I think I'm right.
Yeah.
The newer fire one.
Yeah.
That's the one I had. I forgot what title that was.
I was never into Pokemon. Like when Pokemon started getting really big, I was mid high school. So like I never really got into the trading cards.
Yes.
And it actually was 2 years ago. In school, we were doing as part of like our daily, doing in the mornings was different yoga. And one of them was this lady, she's over in like England or somewhere over in Europe, and she does kids yoga. And one of them was Pokemon. And so it would be like these different, like going out and finding the Pokemon and catching them. And she talked about like different Pokemons and how you caught them. So I was like, oh, so I kind of was getting a little into some of the characters and going like, which one? So I was like, oh, that's a really cute one, or that one. But again, like Pokemon has never been like my, when Pokemon Go came out, I wasn't like, yeah.
I'm same.
I did. Oh, I was a sucker when Pokemon Go came. Even though I only played Pokemon, I think Red and Yellow, but I didn't really play very long for it. I didn't like finish the game or whatnot, but it was fun. But I just got into Pokemon as a whole. But when Pokemon Go came out, one of the nights I was up until 3 a.m. walking around my complex trying to catch Pokemon. Like I went to take Wobbles out for a potty, and Gort was just like,
a 3-hour walk.
Yeah, Gort was just like, why are you not back? And he's like, I know what you're doing. And then we just, like, that was an hour of me walking it. And that was like at like 12 o'clock at night. And then we stayed out for like another 3 hours trying to catch Pokemon together. It's like, there's an Eevee over here. We got to get the Eevee. The Eevee's the best one to play. We got to go over here. Let's go. It says there's this over here. So we just walked around our house like some psychos playing until our phones died. No, there were times that we would like in the beginning we were more hardcore players. He got really into it for a while. But
He'll never admit it. But...
No, but he did get really into it. But there was a point when we went to, because there would be hot spots of things, and one of the high school football fields was a hot spot for like Charmanders and stuff. So we went there, and there was just other people walking around at like midnight at the like they weren't walking for health.
Evie was one of my favorites from the yoga. Evie,
is definitely a popular one, just because it can evolve into everything. Plus, it's cute just on its own, but it evolves into anything. But I haven't played Pokemon Go in quite some time. But there was a while when I got back into where I work now that everyone was playing Pokemon Go. So then I got back into it like later years, like a year later, because we were all playing, because we had a bunch of gyms and hotspot whatever spots to get balls and stuff like that. That was like the Starbucks that was just around the corner was one of them. So we would just like sit there like in one spot of our store and just like swipe every like 10 minutes or whatever it was to get the balls. So
and it got popular again during COVID.
Yes, that was another one.
So people were going out playing Pokemon Go.
Yeah, Pokemon Go got popular, and plus I was playing the Harry Potter one too, so I would go back and forth. I
started getting into that one, but never caught on to it. It's
just hard. It like much like having to get the Pokeballs, getting the energy is a bunch. So like to really play that, you have to have like a hotspot of like places where you can get the energy back, and then kind of work from it. So you had to know where hotspots were, for those type of things, and that's the only downfall to that game. So I didn't play that one as much as I did the Pokemon one. But there were days that I would go out like for a morning for like 2 hours and just go sit in the hotspots and just like gather the Pokeballs, just walk around. So probably the most exercise I got was just walking around.
Well, that's the whole point too. Just get people out.
I think between Pokemon Go and the pandemic, they've never seen more dogs get adopted.
Yeah, that too. Which unfortunately, so many have brought them back to shelters, which is not cool. But don't get me on that rant.
Yeah.
Oh. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I guess then going back to types. Yeah. I guess mine would be grass and poison. So I'm trying to think about Goomy. Goomy is a type of dragon. Well, dragon, actually. That's my type. There you go. Never mind. But before I got obsessed, like, there are dragon Pokemon in the game. I'm going to go for them because, that's me. I'm obsessed. I think before I was more into grass types. So trying to remember, like, the starters for, like, different games. I played X. I played Sun. And I played Sword. I'm trying to remember the starters from each and every one. I'm not going to be able to. I'm so sorry. But I know I do remember Fennekin. That was, I think, one of the starters from X and Y. And that was, like, I think the first fire type I've ever done. Because, like, she was just cute. And I loved her, like, little evolutions and whatnot. So that was fun. Trying to remember from Sword and Shield what the starters were. I think I went with the grass type. I think it was a turtle. Was it a turtle? Some sort of.
I don't know the older ones. I only know the first 150.
They all look it up. And,
although I know Mudkips are like I think the second 150.
Like I said, I never really got into it. I guarantee you, I probably had because I had some neighbors who were into Pokemon, and they had some of like the early cards, and they gave me like a pack, and I guarantee you, I probably had some good ones in that pack, but I didn't know what I had.
So, it was this guy. It was Grookey. Grookey was one of the starters.
I've seen that one around as like pins and stuff of that nature. So that one's definitely the popular. So just with related to. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'm sorry. It was Grookey, Sobble, and Squirbunny. There you go. Go ahead.
No, I mean it's related to Pokemon the card since you brought it up, Bethany. So I was watching Try Guys, and there was an episode where Keith wanted to look for the not Charmander. He wanted to get the Charizard Pokemon card. That was the thing. And apparently in YouTube this past year, like it blew up. And so now Pokemon cards are hard to get. Like they are not, you can't get them on the shelf because of it. Because of that freaking Paul Logan dude. Like something he did, he opened like a first edition box, sealed edition box of Pokemon cards, and that blew it out of the water. And it was kind of an interesting semi-documentary of his trials where he just talked about people who play and open packs and things of that nature. But apparently it's gone really bad. I don't know if it's lifted up since then, but Pokemon cards are now hard to get, like as just a normal. I remember one time I was just grocery shopping. I was just grocery shopping and I was like, I thought that was a line for checkout. It was just a line for the Pokemon cards that were being released. And I was like, huh? I didn't really think it was a thing. I'm used to drops and people waiting in line for drops, but I didn't know that the cards were like a hard to thing right now. For some reason, that is huge.
See, I wonder how my comic book store just up the street, because they always sell like Pokemon cards. They always have like a Pokemon night, and I wonder how they're selling cards, because usually like cards would fly off.
Yeah, I would imagine that they would do it because apparently with the pandemic, the Pokemon card manufacturers were having a hard time keeping up with demand because, people were out sick and all the stuff. So they didn't have the workers to be able to do all that type of stuff. So it was like supply and demand just couldn't match up with it too. Yeah. But they weren't expecting their stuff to go crazy as well. So the fact that Paul Logan or whatever his name is, Logan Paul, I don't know his name. Asshat YouTube guy.
Oh,
the one that does like stupid stuff. The one that did like video recorded. I think it's the same guy. The video recorded the people that were like famous from, like it was a section in Japan where people are
the suicide forest
thing. Yeah, that's
disrespectful.
Yeah, they're doing that, and then he wants to. Is he going to fight Mike Tyson now or something like that? Like I don't know whatever he's doing. I don't know how this guy has not been canceled yet versus other people that
he really should have. I don't understand, man. I really don't.
I don't think I've ever heard of him.
Yeah, good. That's a good thing. He's a disgusting human being.
Yeah.
No, just stay away. Stay away.
Yeah, no, I'm not like, I'll like look him up, and next thing I know, my YouTube will be like suggestions. I'll be like, no.
Yeah, no, you'll go down a path you don't want to.
I was like, I already have enough like YouTube channels that I watch. Like, I don't need to.
You don't need the AIs coming at you.
Yeah, no.
The algorithm.
I already have enough like recommend. We recommend you because you watch this or this person or this one. Watch this. And it's just like,
are they accurate though?
I follow so many.
Yeah, they get you down the path. I mean, TikTok is probably the worst, definitely for that.
It is actually
the fact that it learns to you and what you like and shows you what you like. And
the thing is, like, for some reason, I kind of like on Moms of TikTok, and I'm like, well, how did I get on Moms of TikTok?
Yeah, exactly. And then why am I still watching it though? I don't even have kids. Like, why am I still watching?
Some of it I can laugh because it's just working in the school, but then some of it I'm like, no.
Oh my god, that happened to me today. Like I was like watching a TikTok of a mom, and her kid's like having a meltdown, and I'm just like, she's like, well, this is what I'm doing to take care of them, and I was like, oh, that's really interesting. And I'm just like, wait, I'm not even a
mom.
Yeah. Well, did you guys see the TikTok that they put earlier of the reusable toilet paper?
Oh my god, I saw that one. That was so funny. I loved her reaction. She was horrified.
Yeah, she was. It's this woman who was just looking at. That came across another TikTok of someone saying like we should have reusable toilet paper, which essentially is just cloths, and then they roll them up, and then they're peeled off. Like they're actually designed as toilet paper like things. Like it's just like think of like microfiber cloths, but they're not microfiber, like those things. And she's all like, so then I have to then touch them with my hands and then clean them with the poop. As all that. And she's like
I mean, she's like, I mean, it's the same with cloth diapers.
But that's adult human poo. That's different, man. Like,
I don't get cloth diapers. I understand why.
No, if you have never changed a diaper. Oh no. Oh
no, I've changed diapers. Yeah, they explode. Especially if they go up the back. And then you're like,
no.
Yeah. No, I had to change my sister's diapers. Like they can explode. I already told you the peanut butter story. It's all good.
Daycare here, plenty of blowouts.
Yeah.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
I will take at least adults. For the most part, it's they know where to go.
I think what we can take away.
Except for the one time I get completely. I'm sorry. This is going to be way off topic. But
No, go for it.
We're at the end of the night. We have to hit the three big ones.
I'm at work and this mass email goes out to all of us, and it's our principal going, we had an issue with one of the bathrooms in the hallway next to the gym. Technically, students are not allowed to use the staff bathroom unless it's an absolute emergency.
Yeah.
Because to get in, you have to have a staff key. Well, somehow, someone used the bathroom.
Okay.
They didn't get in the toilet. They got in between the toilet and the wall, and they pooped. And then they covered it with paper towels.
Nice.
So the smell. And I'm sitting there going like, I mean, it's literally like that much room.
Yeah.
There's a lot of room.
Yeah.
To be able.
The poor janitors. The things they have to clean. Like, it's not just the toilets, and they got all the vomit of kids that do. And the kids that wet themselves.
Like, how toilet? Space between toilet and wall. How?
Yeah.
Was it more comfortable?
I mean, like, how?
I don't think you can. I don't think you can ask at that point.
And the principal was like, I really hope it was a student. I really hope it was a student, because otherwise, if it was an adult, we need to talk about your bowel.
Yeah, we gotta talk about this. Like, the fact that we're grown as adults, you need to put your bum on the toilet. Which I'm sorry for when you're done.
At least tell someone. But I was just like, I read that email and I was just like, oh my God. This year needs to end.
It's like, no. Not 2020 was bad. Now 2021. I like short. Sounds like the blueberry buckle blowout of 02.
Please
What's that?
Tell me. I want to know what that is.
Yeah. Type in there for that. While you're doing that, let me just tell a quick toilet story of the dive bar that we went into. So I went to the bathroom there, and I was just kind of like, there's no toilet seat on this toilet. And then I look around, like, how am I going to go to the bathroom here? Because I, squat, but I'm in heels. So it's like harder to do because I don't have the same thing. There is a pole with rope around it with a piece hanging off to grab so you can hold yourself squatting over the toilet to go to the bathroom. So I'm doing that and I'm putting my clothes back on, and Melissa comes up and knocks, and she's like, I need to go bathroom. I was like, you don't want to go to the bathroom here. She's like, why? She's like, there's no toilet seat. She's like, there's a hole in the ground. I said, no, there's no toilet seat. She's like, what? And I was like, give me 1 second. So I had to like wash my hands, and I come back and I show that's all like, see, there's no toilet seat. You have to hold the rope and then prop yourself up, like hold yourself up and squat over the toilet. I thought that was funny.
Well, in Europe, I can't remember which city we were in. I think we were in Italy. We went to this old church, and we went to the bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
And it literally was a hole. And you had places where you put your feet and you squat it.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, nope.
The Japanese still do that too.
Yeah, I've never done one of those.
I'm like, nope. I will piss all over myself. I will wait until I can find an actual bathroom. In most of Europe, when you go to the bathroom, there's a little old lady who's sitting there, and you walk in and you give her like however much it is. And you get this tiny little piece of toilet paper and a napkin to wipe your hands. And I'm looking at this little piece of toilet paper, and I'm like, how the hell am I going to wipe myself with this little piece?
Yeah.
So we were told to carry toilet paper with us in Europe.
You have to pay for it?
That's good. That's good to know.
It's a tip. It's kind of like a tip, so then they can keep the bathroom clean.
For your loo roll?
And I mean, it was like this,
Tea
and then
Penny's
you were
fair.
expected to actually tip at the end.
Yeah.
God forbid I'm on my time of the month because I need to like do like 3 wipes, man. I swear. Like,
Like, you don't know the mess that's going on down here.
right,
These
exactly.
little old ladies, they don't give a shit.
No,
Literally.
they're already done with that. They're done. Where's my money?
And then
Right.
it's like you don't mess with them.
Oh goodness. Brian has a story.
Here we go. Oh wait, no, it's 2. We'll go with Charlotte's first since I asked. So Gerber baby food called Blueberry Buckle was purple in the jar, purple overflowing out of the front and the back. Oh no. All the way up to the neck. Went ahead and stopped feeding her that one ever again.
Oh,
The blowout.
Typical blowout.
Oh, but it was purple. The poor thing. The poor
my
thing, because
God.
the
At
little
least it
digestive
wasn't
systems.
green. I think I would rather clean up purple blowout.
Purple food. That would be kind of interesting. It'd be like
green.
like the purple and green ketchup. Like, yeah, you ever seen those, or the blue ketchup, like whatever it was? It's like, what do you have to do to rip the color out so much? Anyway, so and then we have Brian. We have a lot of people in the Middle East at my office. The hole in the ground thing is real. Many times I find shoe prints on the toilet at work. Oof.
Oh.
Well, because technically, we're supposed to have our feet propped up when we're taking a crap.
Because a squat.
Yeah. More. That's why the squatty potty is such a big thing, because you're supposed to get yourself in that angle, the proper angle, so it shoots out of you. Nice and clean.
Because your colon, because when you sit, your colon gets crumpled. And that's why it's uncomfortable. When you squat, it
45 degree is best for the human body.
Yes.
So why I'm doing this.
So technically, they're probably just wanting to do it also for squatty potty reasons.
They can at least clean
afterwards
the seat, so then there's not footprints on it.
Yeah, I don't know about that one. Those I would give my coworker shit for that. Well, if I was in the army, and be like, "What the fuck did you do, man? Or who did this?" Would definitely do that.
I feel like I was just having a conversation about toilets. I'm trying to remember what we were talking about that in particular. I guess it was like urinals and things of that nature, like trying to... That technically women's bathrooms are more disgusting as a whole because people will squat versus sit because of not wanting to get whatever diseases on the toilet and whatnot from it. So that causes up splash and things of that nature. Versus guys, they just have the urinal, so they can just go over there, whatnot. And really, the sitting is only when they need to take a crap, and so it's not as bad a thing because most of them, I guess, actually sit.
Yeah, probably. Oh, I do want to know one thing. Why are the urinal cakes? I don't ask. This is like a long train thought. But why are they like cherry scented? Like why cherry specifically?
It's aim, and it's also kind of helping to, I think, mask the urine smell.
Why cherry? Why not like strawberry? Or fresh linen.
Cherry is a stronger, like...
Probably it's more significant scent.
I guess. Okay. I was just going through a Uline catalog and they sold those, and I was just like, oh, okay.
I'm sure if it has an image or something on it, that it's so that they can aim at it too, because it's not just they want to aim at the urinal cake. It encourages them to aim at something, because that's what guys do. They need to aim.
A lot of times, like if you're in like bars, they'll actually dump ice in the urinals because ice will help mask the smell.
Interesting.
Okay.
It creates our reward treat for not pissing on the floor, as per Brink.
Ew, Brian, what do you do? Oh no!
Well, it's just like that video. You guys have seen that video. I think we've talked about it before, of the guy who like got out of the porta potties, and then went over to a urinal thing and thought it was a sink, and then washed his hands with the urinal. Yeah, and someone was video recording him. It was like a news interview thing. They're like, and he's like, "Is this not a sink?" It's like, it's fucking yellow.
How do you not smell that? Like, how do you not smell the obvious urine smell?
Because he was drunk as fuck.
Oh, it's so gross. Troughs are so gross, man. I just
this is an interesting question. Oh, no, wrong one. Sorry. Next minute, because do y'all wipe your butt while sitting down or standing up?
I love this question.
I love this question. I kind of do like a lean up.
Yeah, it's got to be a squat. The reasoning why is with the squat, you're still spreading everything so they can properly wipe and get in there. Because if you stand up, things start getting closed and squished. And no, you need to be able to properly remove whatever needs to be there.
Why you stand? What?
It's you kind of have to use your core strength and like squat up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I sit down and twist. I twist. I do front, then back. I twist.
Oh,
I
like meaning like you do one little like a cheek side. Is
yeah,
that what you
I
mean,
like turn around like this, and
then
like sort of like, I do it. I do once down the front and then once down the back, or however many times I need to. So
front to back, ladies, front to back. Do not
front
put
to
poop
back
on your vagina.
Yeah, no poo particles in your vagina. It's not good.
Yes, no, bad. If there isn't cake, wait. If there isn't cake, Brink's like, well, nothing to aim at. Floor's as good as anywhere.
Well, apparently a lot of guys do think that.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, Maya. She clarified. Her prosthetic forces her to stand. Okay, I get it now. Never mind. I take it back. I'm sorry. I do not understand. I didn't mean shame.
I'm bad where my hands are down there and put my hand in the water as a youngling. Been team Stan ever since.
Ooh, gross.
Wait.
Oh, no.
When you're wiping and your hand...
You accidentally kiss the water.
Okay.
No.
Oh, I mean, that just happens. You just make sure you wash your hands afterwards. That's all. You just switch to the other hand, your non-dominant hand to wipe to finish the rest of it, and then go wash your hands.
Well,
yeah, there you
go.
go.
Like when your hands are wet and then you're like trying to figure like how to like pull your pants up and you're like,
yeah, like what do you do?
You're kind of like having to do like the little like shimmy.
You wash
up
your
and
hands
you wash
first.
your
Well,
hands
I don't think you would put your whole hand in. Maybe you might still have your pinky as good, and you can just like loop it.
And then you just wait till like if you have to zip up, you wait to like zip after you wash. I've actually seen a lot of women who've like shuffled out to their underwear on and their like jeans kind of down, and we're like, we understand.
Yeah.
I think it's kind of just an understanding, like we understand.
See, we finally got to the educational portion of our show. Yes. It wasn't penises, but we're good. We got there. So
just toilet stuff. Here you go.
Toilet stuff.
It's important. It's important to know.
That's important. Anywho, any other tidbits of potty behavior or gaming that you want to add before we close up for the evening?
That just reminds me of Conqueror's Bad Fur Day with the Great Mighty Pooh. So I just looked that up on YouTube. It's funny. I'm not kidding. The Great Mighty Pooh. He has a whole song, a whole interlude. He talks about poop. That's really it. It's amazing. Gross, Brian! No! I'm gonna say it. No.
That's what it's all about, huh?
Gross!
Okay. I'll start with Ams.
Hello! I am in case anyone's listening for the first time, I am a freelance graphic designer / illustrator. I also knit and crochet. You can ask me for commissions. I'm always open. I also have all those social medias and a shop and a Patreon. You can email me anytime. I don't bite. I swear. Thank you very much.
Nerds Have Spoken podcast. So just it's Jason and Ian, Tim K, Yule, a few others that will do it. They upload every Thursday. Once in a while, they may have a Saturday night meetup, so listen to them. There's a cool bunch of guys.
Oh, definitely.
You can also catch Chan on Shelf Gravy every other Wednesday. I believe it was last Wednesday, so that means this next upcoming one is the right Wednesday. Is that right? Yeah, from it. So, of course, dioramas and props, soft goods, action figures, things to build to make your displays look beautiful. Advice and questions to be answered. You can also listen to our amazing music. As I said, I jammed out a little too hard this beginning of the show to the music, so can't blame me. Dust Mites makes adult music as well as all
he's got
his other albums.
And I think he's got a new one coming out this summer.
The summer?
Ooh,
Okay. Look forward to adding that into the mix. You can follow us on various social medias, Total Package Podcast, some form, one with underscores, one with dots, and one without. So, got the whole shebang there. Outside of that, I hope you all having a wonderful Thursday, and we will see you next Thursday. Good night.
Bye.